Well, good day and welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger, and in this segment, in this slug of information, I love what we do. We're in the information and content creation business. Our target audience are those people who thrive with the desire to improve. If you're a pastor, a lay leader, you run a Bible study, you're work in a university or a high school, if you're in any way an educator or a person that's in the formulation of human business, you need to be one of our people to be able to receive our information and use it because you can leverage this. Today we're going to talk about the way out, which is my opus magnum, my magnum opus on human healing. Here it is right here. Been out for a bit now. You can go to stalegius.org, pick up a copy for a small contribution, and you can really gain some deep insight, especially if you're involved in the healing arts, in the healing profession, if you deal with humans as your clay, and you wish to be improving as a practitioner, you need to know the information that we push forth, and you need to become something of a master at it. So today we're going to be talking about the ideas that are formulative and foundational for my healing model. I have built a healing model over the years, and I am a practitioner to this very date. To this very date, I am a practitioner and have been for many, many years of human healing. And my laboratory, if you will, is session work and the work that I do face-to-face with men, women, children, families, all kinds of maladies and dysregulation, everything you can imagine. And that runs the spectrum of human harm I deal with. And so I have developed a critical mass for healing wounded and distraught souls that have become foundational and are, in fact, my model. And I'm going to begin to share some of those with you right now. The first one is God is source. My strong and directional belief is that no healing or human improvement, as in zero, can occur without the power and the purpose of God. It is my belief that God is the one who directs and infuses his desire inside of the broken person that they can in fact improve. I believe that. That is where I start with every single person that comes to me, is by letting them know that first they need to understand that God wishes for their life to be better. That's foundational. That not only is God a source of the idea that healing can happen, and it is possible, but that God is the source code. My strong and directional belief is that God is source code. God is originator. God is author. God is creator. He is the one that messages the human spirit that says your life is tracking in the wrong places. And he's the one that sends the means and the methods and the humans and the circumstances that bring us to the place where that we begin to believe that we indeed can improve. This is powerful to get your mind around this, for you to begin to get your mind around the idea that you are uniquely designed and that God uniquely targets your broken soul with the specific message that you can improve. I believe that God is the source of that and the source code for that. God at work. My strong and directional belief is that God, as supernatural force, is at work and works in behalf of troubled and addled and befuddled human beings. God is at work. In other words, God is not idle. God is not passive. God is not, spun off into some distant galaxy that is inaccessible and unconcerned about the human condition. God is source. God is source code. God is at work, and God understands. My strong and directional belief is that God indeed comprehends and has full compassion, but never pity, but rather holy compassion in sufficient reserve and quantity to heal the harms that you are facing and have stared down. Wow, that is a mouthful. And yet, without any doubt or equivocation in my mind, I believe it is so. God is source, God is source code, God is at work, God understands and has holy compassion, God has resources. God has resources. My strong and directional belief is that God notices grief and sorrow and sends competent and wholly capable servants that plug gaps and fill voids and begin to heal harms that life has carved out. Now, I'm going to do an entire slug coming forward on God's resources, but I want you to just get your mind around that God is this resourceful being and that his resources are kept in reservoirs that are then directed to those people that need them at the proper moment. I believe that. I want you to believe that human spirits and souls long for relief. We have talked about God's side of the healing equation in this brief format. Now we wish to speak very quickly about humans. Humans and human souls and human spirits long for relief. My strong and foundational and directional belief is that humans seek healing. I know this seems elementary perhaps, and yet it is absolutely critical mass as you begin to understand what interventive healing work is like. The human spirit has to long for this shift, has to believe that this shift is indeed possible for them. Next, the human spirit seeks counsel and enlightenment. I believe this. I believe that even if the wounded person doesn't seek counsel and enlightenment, that their soul does. I believe that the soul seeks enlightenment. My strong and foundational belief is that humans seek understanding, and in so doing, they permit God to allow angels of mercy to have permeable access to their broken places. Man, that's a powerful idea, and yet it is so true. When you come to the understanding that your soul says, I need help, regardless of how you're behaving or regardless of what circumstances you're in, when the soul notices that, God will then connect that soul with angels of mercy. God sends healers and healing agents. My strong and directional belief is that God begins to weave in his heavenly patterns and with his heavenly wisdom connective tissue that might link and weld broken souls with competent and capable soul healers. Wow. God begins to link in his heavenly patterns and with his heavenly wisdom connective tissue that might link and weld broken soul with competent and capable soul healer. Next, God matches and God intervenes. My strong and directional belief is that God always uses humans in some form or fashion to support and then aid the advancement of other healings. When you think about what true healing is, here is my definition. My definition of true healing, we're going to work on this more as the days go along, is the release of past hurt, trauma, wrong committed through the interventive and soothing power of God's directed actions in the behalf and for the benefit of the broken soul. That's what I believe. Now, there's a lot of words, but the words have power and impact and magnitude. Go to stregeligious.org, pick up a copy of The Way Out. You'll be blessed because of your decision to do so. Till next time, I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger. This is Moments with Dr. Steve. Travel far.